welcome back to my channel. This is finally my third video that I've been promising for a while, but as we all know by now, I don't really keep promises. Let's keep it short and simple. This video is gonna be about the time I kind of got kidnapped while I was in China. I'm gonna say kinda because, well, things went really well for a kidnapping. Let's get to it. So I think it happened about a month after I arrived in China. You know, your girl was really happy to be there on my own, all alone. Like, if you don't know how I got there, you should probably watch my first YouTube video, why I ran away to China. Anyway, I was really happy and I was all about that independent grown woman life. Yeah, I was feeling myself quite a lot. So I decided to start going clubbing alone. I didn't have many friends at first. I had my colleagues, but we couldn't always go out together or whatever. So on a Friday night, I decided to go out clubbing on my own. It went pretty well. I mean, just the usual stuff. Lots of drinking, lots of drinking, a lot of dancing. You know, everything was really cool. I decided to head home earlier than usual. Around 2 a.m., I hailed a cab in the street and showed him my home address on my phone. I got in the cab, we drove around for like 30 minutes and then the cab suddenly pulled over. He was like, yeah, I can't take you home anymore because I'm running out of gas. I was a bit tipsy. I was just like,
okay.
So I got off the cab. He said he was gonna call someone for me, so I waited there. A car showed up with a lady driver this time. I asked her if the driver had told her where I lived. She said, yeah, sure. So I hopped in. 10 minutes later, she was like, okay, show me your address. And as I pulled out my phone to show her my address, no battery. And who didn't have her charger on her? Who didn't have a charger in the car? The driver. We were kind of in a bind. She was just like, okay, you know what? Get out of my car. I can't take you anywhere. So she left me in the middle of the road. And, well, tipsy Leia, 3 a.m., somewhere in Beijing, no battery. I was kind of crying at that point. I didn't know where to go, and we were in a weird area. I couldn't, well, not that I could recognize most of Beijing neighborhoods. There weren't any cafes or restaurants or anything open, so I couldn't really go in and ask for help. So I just did what anyone in my situation would do. Sit down on the sidewalk and cry about my life. At that moment, a car pulled over. Windows rolled down. There were 4 guys inside with 2 girls. Everybody was just sitting on top of one another. They just said, hey, foreigner. I did the math pretty quickly. Die in the cold in the street or die in the comfort of a car. I chose the car. I just hopped in. They tried to talk with me a little bit and stuff during the ride, but wasn't really working out because they didn't speak good English. I couldn't speak a lick of Chinese. I was just like, okay, where are they taking me? Let's go. We ended up going to a karaoke place. That part of the night was actually super fun. They ordered a bunch of drinks and stuff. Everyone was drinking, singing. Mind you, I was still tipsy. The whole incident hadn't sobered me up at all. So I just sang along with them. We partied. And eventually, we all started like passing out in the karaoke room. The staff had to wake us up around 6 a.m. They're like, okay, like y'all go home now. We gotta clean up. One dude was like, okay, like I'll take you home. Hop in my car, like I have a charger, whatever. So I was just like, okay. I said goodbye to the 2 other ladies who went separate ways. Like they went into separate dudes' cars as well. Once I got in the car, we started driving and I realized that he didn't have an iPhone charger actually. So I was just like, what's going on? And he just reassured me.
Yeah, don't worry, I have an iPhone charger in my house, so we're gonna go there, we're gonna rest and freshen up a little bit, and then I'll take you home.
Well, do I have a choice? Okay, we're going to your house. So we went over there. Of course, he did not give me a charger at all. And now that I think about it, I could have just been like, well, deuces, and bounced off. Just, I don't know, walked somewhere to look for a charger at that point because it was already morning. I wasn't too scared anymore. But for some reason, you know that nasty little voice in your head that's just like, yes, danger, go for it, I love it. Well, I listened to it. So I hung out at the dude's house for like 2-3 hours. We had some food, talked a little bit. He tried to invite me into his bedroom. Of course, I was like,
oh, I'm so drunk, I shall puke someone.
And just run away, making up excuses. So he grabbed a suitcase and he was like, okay, you know what, let's go. We drove around again. He stopped at one point, and that's where things get a little bit shady. He hopped out of the car, he pulled out a huge bag out of the trunk, opened it and waited for someone. Then this dude got out of another car, came in and pulled out money, red 100 yen bills. Stacks and stacks of it were inside. He just pulled out like a couple. He was like, grabbed the bag and left. At that point I was just like,
Did I just get sold to someone? Or did I get... Maybe he bought me?
eventually another car came by and stopped, and it was the dudes from last night. None of the girls were there anymore. We just like hopped into their car, left ours parked wherever. They were like, okay, we're gonna take you home, don't worry, blah blah blah. Okay, still no iPhone charger here. They're saying they're taking me home. They have no idea where I live, so I fell asleep in the car eventually. You know, it's really... I should have been way more scared than I was at that point, but I think I was just still tipsy, still tired AF from the previous night, so yeah, I just napped in the car. And when they woke me up, bro, from the window, there was just this huge hotel thing, just a huge building with nothing else around it. So, of course, naturally, I asked, I was like, hey, where are we? I don't think I live here. They're like, oh, we're not in Beijing anymore. We're in a city called Tianjin. Enjoy, haha. Okay, we're in another city. That's fine, that's fine. I don't even know my way around Beijing. Now we're in a whole other city. Okay, that's perfect. Still no iPhone charger around. I don't know how to say help me, save me. Those people are trying to take me somewhere weird in Chinese. In short, what they did is they booked 2-3 hotel rooms at the place, and it turns out it was a hot spring resort. I don't know if I should put a picture of it though. I don't want any problems later on. Can I get problems? They booked 3 rooms. They bought me a swimsuit. Okay, go change and like meet us out back. What is wrong with me? I just obeyed. I just went into the changing rooms, put on the bathing suit they gave me. Don't worry, it was a really ugly granny bathing suit. You know, the one like with the little dress thingy. Yeah, that one. I just came out and it was so beautiful. It was a really nice hot spring resort. There were indoor pools, outdoor pools. There weren't a lot of people there, so we had a lot of fun actually. I can't believe I'm saying I had a lot of fun with people who abducted me. Well, did they though? After swimming and stuff, we had dinner. Then I went on a walk around the pools, the outdoor pools with one of the dudes, while the 2 other ones went to get massages. And when we walked back to the building where all the rooms were, I noticed the 2 guys going back to their own rooms. So I was just like, wow, these people really like got me my own room and stuff. Maybe they're not that bad after all. Bro, I had forgotten something back at the restaurant, so I went back there to get, what was it again? I don't know, I think it was a t-shirt or a bag, I don't know, something. When I got back to the room that they had booked for me, I opened the door and here they are, all 3 of them, wearing bathrobes, lying around on what was meant to be my bed, looking all sensual and rapey with bottles of beer all around, and they're just like... Bruh, that was so awkward to witness. Okay, Leia, now you're in an actual pickle. They're in what's supposed to be your room. They're all wearing bathrobes. I don't know if they had anything under. What I thought was, okay, they have a lot of alcohol here. I might be able to outdrink them. So I'm gonna suggest a game, and that's what I did.
Oh wow, this is so cool. We're all here. Is this a party?
So, yeah, that's the spirit girl. Of course, that's the party where we get you drunk and then we rape you.
So I was just like, okay, let's party. I played music on my phone. I did not dance for them because I couldn't dance for anyone if I tried, unfortunately. I was just like, okay, let's drink, let's play drinking games, yada yada yada. And if there's one thing people who partied with me in China know about me, it's that I am a total fan of drinking games. I made them play so many different types of games. We just kept drinking and drinking. I drank some of the time, but most of the time I'd just be like, that's how I stayed somewhat sober while everyone around me got shit-faced. And well, you know what happened? They passed out. And what did I do? Well, I took someone's hotel room card, went to another room, and had a beautiful night in a luxurious bed in a hot spring resort that I did not pay for. Astaghfirullah! was unfortunate. Anyway, the next morning they woke me up by knocking at my door, and there was a complete change of mood. They seemed to be a bit pissed, but at the same time I think they were mad at themselves because they thought I had outdrunk all of them. We just had breakfast in silence, and then they were just like, okay, like we're taking you home now this time. So I just got in the car. That was actually the scariest part for me. I was just like, oh my god, I annoyed the hell out of them. Now they're really gonna sell me. But they drove me back to Beijing, and then they finally let me charge my phone. And then I showed them the address, and they just dropped me off somewhere. They called a cab for me, and they're like, okay, look, you never speak of this. You don't talk about the bag of money you saw, and I hope we never see you again. Okay, bye. And that's basically it. I just got back home. It had been 48 hours by then. I had basically disappeared on Friday night, and it was Sunday night when I got back home. Oh, let me tell you, my boss was gonna rip my head off until I explained the whole story. And then I think she scared me even more. She was just like, do you realize what they could have done? They could have taken your organs and sold them. And I had brought home a souvenir, the grandma bathing suit. So what do you think? Do you think I can actually describe this as a kidnapping? I used it in the title because who doesn't love good clickbait? I feel kind of weird about it because it was kind of my fault in the sense where my danger senses were not tingling, because they never fucking do. On the other hand, they weren't letting me go. So I don't know, let me know what you think. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Please press that like button and then comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe too. Bye bye.